We're going to rule out Drew Ogletree and Juju Brents will not play in the game. And then just to start off, really excited to be here in Frankfurt. It's a great opportunity for the Colts, for the National Football League, coming overseas in a different country. It's awesome to be here, and we're grateful for it.
Hey Coach, so you just mentioned obviously the playing here in Germany as opposed to the game being in Foxborough. We've seen how well the Colts can do when they use quick tempo and how well it works for them. So is that something you can use as a tactical advantage on the way to hopefully becoming a 500 team before the bye?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The flow of the game will dictate the tempo of how we play, but it's a great opportunity for us. Got a lot of respect for New England, what they do defensively. It'll be a heck of a challenge for us.
Shane, knowing Marcel Dabo's backstory here, just knowing Marcel Dabo's backstory growing up here and just the things he's gone through, with you guys, what's it like to see him back in this element?
I think it's great. I know he'll have a lot of people here supporting him, but to be back where he's from, I think it's a great opportunity for him, especially.
Coach, I want to talk about the meeting rooms in particular. So you guys have basketball hoops in the meeting rooms for a very intentional reason. Can you talk about ingraining the idea of competition into the squad on the field, off the field, in the meeting rooms? Because although the record might not show, this is a very competitive team.
Yeah, I think anything you do, obviously it's a competitive deal, being in the National Football League and competing at everything you do in the meeting rooms, doing different things. We have stuff in our locker room where those guys compete. We got a pop shot in there. Just different things, just so you know, competition's always on their mind when you're doing things.
Shane.
Sorry, James, just asking.
Shane, we've talked about a lot of players about coming back here or being from this region. Have you thought about just had a moment where you're like, wow, football's just taking me some places that I didn't think I'd be going?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think it's special anytime you can, go overseas in a different country and play. Just the way the NFL's done it. I had a chance to go over to London a couple years ago, which was a great experience. But yeah, you kind of pinch yourself every once in a while. You're going to play football over in Germany. It's pretty awesome. It's an exciting experience.
Coach, there are some guys on the defense that I'd like to talk about, in particular Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed, who consistently play at a high level and have brought a lot of ferocity and tenacity and high-level performance to this defense. Talk about their progression.
Well, I think those two guys, just the way they work on a weekly basis, their preparation, their consistency, and what they do and how they prepare for games, it shows up on Sundays. And I think when guys do that, you play at a high level, and it shows. It shows every week when they go out and play. They're prepared. They watch tape. They grind through it, and that's what makes them good players.
So Shane, how much have you had to change the playbook and the offense from how you envisioned with Anthony Richardson now that Gardner Minshew is the starter?
Yeah, that's a good question. We try to keep things, similar in that regards. Obviously, there's certain things that, that Anthony does that, Gardner doesn't. So we adapt to that, and we go through that process every week to get our guys ready to play.
Coach, this is obviously a quite different week than usual, not only because of the travel, but because of the reason that on the other side, you have one of the greatest coaches of all time, Bill Belichick, who's also a great defensive mind. How different is it planning a game against a big defensive opponent as our Patriots compared to another normal team?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I got a ton of respect for Coach Belichick and what he's done over his career. The best to do it. They do a lot of different things defensively. They keep you on your toes. Those in-game adjustments will be big on Sunday for us, but a ton of respect for what they do.
Coach, I got a question. It's kind of a home game for Bernhard Reimann here in Germany. He's from Austria, obviously. What can you say about his development this season?
It's been great to see, going into his year two and just the way he's progressed. And our offensive line coach, Tony's done a great job with him. But he's been preparing every week, and he continues to improve and show that growth every week, which has been really good to see. And to have him back, I know he'll have a ton of family out here too, which is awesome for him.
Shane, how do you strike a balance between the players enjoying this experience and being prepared for Sunday?
That's a great question. I think the thing is, we're on a business trip to win a football game, but also enjoy the experience. It's a new experience. It'll be great to be in a different environment. The stadium, I'm sure the fans will be awesome. It'll be great, but focus on the game is the big deal.
Coach, another question about Bernard Reimann. How do you see him as a person off the field and also as a player on the field?
That's a good question. Just a great human being, great character, does everything right, works at it. And then on the field, like we just talked about earlier, he keeps progressing. He's playing really good football for us, and he's got a good future in this league.
Coach, we've seen the Colts have a bit of success with mesh concept this year. When we see at the weekend there's a kind of an orbit into a wheel route, do you still get that same thrill when you can develop a concept like that and where it's sort of to the way you play?
Yeah, I think with concepts, you try to dress concepts up. You know, if you're good at certain concepts, you try to dress them up and run them over and over, just give different looks to them if you're having success with them.
Go ahead, just ask if you, go ahead.
Yeah, so as an offensive coordinator coming from a background of an offensive coordinator to this year, people have been talking a lot about the league has become a lot about the defenses winning the game. So do you feel this is something that is real, and how do you approach this as a head coach right now?
Well, I think when I look at NFL games just every week in and week out, the biggest thing we look at is winning the turnover battle. I think that's huge. You know, we won 4 games this year, and the 4 times we won the turnover battle. And these games are so tight, and I think it really comes down to taking care of the football when it's all said and done. So that's going to be big for us on Sunday, taking care of the football and getting takeaways on defense.
Hello, Coach. You are very good on third downs, but on both sides of the ball. How do you think about that?
Did you say third downs?
Third downs, yeah,
third
but
downs.
on both sides of the ball, offense and defense.
Yeah, I think third downs are big, right? Obviously, you got to keep the chains moving and create those first downs. And then offensively, you got to do whatever you can as a coach to put your guys in position to go make those plays and get the matchups you want on third downs, and obviously have a really good protection plan. And on the flip side of that, defensively, it's the same thing. You got to cover well. You got to rush the passer so you can create those tight window throws. For the offense on the flip side.
Any update on Josh Downs, Zaire Franklin?
Yeah, we'll see how those guys progress in the next 2 days. Yeah.
Do a couple more.
What's that? Yeah.
Hi. What was the idea of bringing everybody to Germany, including the practice squad? Nobody does that, or nobody did it.
Yeah, I think this is a team game, and those guys put in the work, every single week, just like the guys that play. So give them the opportunity to come over here and be a part of this thing, because it is a special experience. So we want everyone to feel that.
Anyone else? Go ahead.
Coach, we saw the kids out there playing flag football. How exciting is that to be part of the Olympics now and to come over here and just to see how much that's grown?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. You can see football is trending all over the world, and have the flag football experience out here earlier before we got out here for the walkthrough is awesome. Just to see the kids and the excitement that they have for this game is awesome.
One more in the back.
Coach, what do you expect from the fans in Frankfurt? You mentioned London before, but German fans are going nuts over here. What do you expect for the Sunday's game?
Oh, I think it's going to be loud. I think they're going to be excited. So it's going to be a great opportunity, great experience for us over there in that stadium. I think it'll be awesome.